Hello. Tonight I will be critiquing mumhat.blogspot.co.uk. Um, I think I was about to say something, but I forgot. Oh no, not again. Luca, I'm trying to do critiques. Sorry, he's just like walked over me. Okay, so this is Mum Hat Some More, and Luca. Straight away I can see it's a blogger blog, and it's quite, I think it's one of the free like themes they have on Blogger. It's quite distinctive. So as soon as you see the theme, I think it's, is it called ethereal something? I can't remember. Yeah, it's quite obvious it's Blogspot straight away. And you've also got your little icon. Even though it's a blogger blog, you can still change this to like a personalized icon up here, which might be cool, and even like just change some of the colors or your background or something to make it more sort of like unique and personalized to you. This I will say probably just remove this like toolbar thing at the top. It's quite easy for people to accidentally kind of get off of your blog, so yeah, you don't really want that. So yeah, just I would remove that. Your header, what can I say? It's just text. Yeah, maybe you could think about making either, even if you don't want to do like a picture sort of graphic type header, you could still just like play with the font, color, size, just make it a bit more personal. I do like the title though, like straight away. I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but just looking at the title, it makes me think of, you know, when people wear many hats, as they like to say. So you could be a mum, you could be a businesswoman, you could be a tennis player, completely random. But yeah, that's what it makes me think of, someone who's a mum but also does lots of other things. Again, I could be completely wrong. So a little tagline or something might be helpful. Just, I like taglines because then as soon as you go on a blog, you have like an instant picture in a sentence of what that blog's about. And you don't need to kind of look around and look at the posts and kind of work it out. Yeah, so I like it when someone has it, because if I click on a post from Google or Pinterest or something, and I come onto the blog and then I'm looking at the post and I think, oh, that's a great post, but then I'm not really sure by the title, there's no tagline, like what the rest of the blog's about, I probably won't stick around. I'll probably just go off and go somewhere else. Whereas if it's really clear what it's about, either by like the navigation bar or tagline or information in the sidebar or something, if it's something I'm interested in, then you know I can easily see that and spend more time looking around, if that makes sense. So you haven't got a navigation bar, so I'm going to look at your sidebar, and the first thing in your sidebar is popular posts. So that's good. I like having popular posts in the sidebar. I probably wouldn't put it as the first thing there, especially if you don't have like a navigation bar or anything. I like the way your popular posts are. So you've got the small image and then the title and a little excerpt. Some of them don't have little pictures, so I'm guessing maybe that blog post doesn't have any pictures. Oh, it does. Keep the happy in your holidays. So I don't know why the picture isn't populating with the post like these other ones do. Um, I really don't know. You might just have to have a look at this widget and make sure everything's set up right, or even check in the post, check that the image is set up right. Actually, that's a good point. Okay, so that might be taken straight from Amazon. You might need to save it and add it to your own like media library or image library for it to come up, and I just think that'll look a lot neater with all the pictures side by side. And as well, I'm quite a visual person. So yeah, if I see a picture, I'm more likely to click on stuff. So you've got that. Then you've got an advert. That's fine. Then you've got your archive. And oh, okay. So you've only been blogging for a couple of months. Okay, so that's probably why the design and stuff's still quite neutral. Um, Looks pretty good though for, you've got all these nice posts. What, I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Well, let's just talk a bit more about your sidebar. Um, you've got popular posts, an advert, and your archive. Your sidebar at the top, you could have a little about section, maybe a picture of you or a blog logo or something, or even just a few lines about, kind of introducing the blog, talking about what it's about, and then you could have a link to your about page from that. Um, Social media icons as well. I don't know if your blog has any social media accounts. If not, I would probably just have a look at the different social media like networks that are available, the kind of main ones, and maybe just start with a couple and see how you get on, see which ones you like best. Things like Pinterest are really good for blog posts. If you make your pictures like Pinterest friendly, they can bring you quite a bit of traffic. Whereas I find like Twitter and Facebook and things are more good to kind of connect with the people that read your blog. Um, yeah, so maybe just think about social like networks and things, and then if you do join any or if you are on any already, you can add like the social media icons there as well. Um, in your sidebar, I always like to have a search box, um, and I like it to be near the top as well, and that's just because I quite often kind of get not bored, but if there's something I have in mind specifically, like if I see this lovely Christmas post and I think, oh, I wonder if she has more Christmas posts, especially if you don't have a navigation bar or anything like that, you could just type straight into the search box what you're looking for and then it'll bring up all the posts. So I just think having a search box is really handy, and I'm someone who likes to use a search box as well on blogs. Um, so yeah, you got popular posts. That's really cool. Just thinking, what else would you have in your sidebar? You could have a list of like the categories, your main categories, like or labels as they call it in Blogger. So you could have like Christmas, family, random thoughts if you want, faith, finances, and you can either have that as like a cloud where it's kind of just got all of the categories together, or you can have a list of your categories or your most used categories. And again, that's a good way to like navigate around the blog. Like, say if I've been brought here from like Pinterest, I could just have a quick look in your sidebar, see what categories you have, and then click ones that interest me, if that makes sense. Um, just thinking what else to have in a sidebar. Okay, so you could have, you may not have an email subscription set up yet because I know your blog's quite new, but you should still have like an RSS feed, just where it kind of copies like every post from your blog, and people can like follow the feed and then see all your blog posts. So you could still put links to like subscribe by RSS or things like that. Um, Something else I was gonna say and I've forgotten. Um, can't remember. If I remember, I'm gonna come back to your sidebar. But yeah, they're kind of like the main things I would have in your sidebar. Navigation bar. Things to have in a navigation bar. If you were gonna add a navigation bar, I would have an about page. Just kind of talking about obviously what your site's about, but you could also go into more detail about like you, for example, the person behind the blog. You could have a few like these popular posts. You could have a couple of them in there. Um, Maybe if you write anywhere else or your blog's been featured anywhere else, you can add that in there. You can add photos, you can add contact details. It's a really good page, and it's usually one of the first pages I look at when I go on a blog. Um, just to kind of get, as I said, a picture of like the person behind the blog, because I don't know, to me that's the cool thing about blogs. Like, I don't know, they're just more personal than like websites and things, aren't they? So yeah, I find it really interesting. And then also you could have your contact details in your about page, but you could also have a separate contact page. I don't know if you're planning on like getting into like working with blog networks or brands, or doing reviews, sponsored posts, that sort of thing. But you could, if you were planning on doing that, you could put more information in your contact page. um Obviously with your contact details you could also put social media links, and then you could put what you're sort of happy to do on your blog. Like, currently I don't do reviews of products, but I do certain sponsored posts, or just for an example, you could kind of lay it out. And um and obviously you've got an advert already, so you're probably interested in advertising as well. You could put a bit about that as well. If you're interested in putting an advert on my blog, then contact me. These are the sort of like areas that my blog's about, so if you think it'll be a good fit, you can send me a message, that sort of thing. And then I also would probably do like, I have like a copyright page, privacy policy page, and disclosure page. So for the like copyright page, you just basically put, this is all your writing. So you obviously don't want people copying and pasting this on the internet. Obviously, you don't have to have this page, but I find, I don't know, it puts my mind more at rest. I know people still do it, they don't care about things like that. But for anyone who's not actually intentionally stealing, but they don't realise, I think that's quite handy. Um, blah blah blah. What was I saying? Disclosure page. Yeah. So if you've got like adverts or affiliate links, or you do sponsored posts, anything like that, you can discuss in your disclosure page and just go into more detail about again what you do or don't do, and how it affects or doesn't affect your readers. So I think that's quite handy to see. And then you could also have some tabs with like your most your like main like themes or categories for your blog. So if it's like, let's have a look at some of your labels: faith, family, finances. So let's say, I know they're probably not, but just for example, they're the things you talk about most on your blog. You could have a link for faith, a link for finances, a link for family, and then when people click on them, you could have it linked to the category. So it would come up with, say you had like family at the top. When they clicked on family, it would come up with all posts with the label family. So, just by clicking on that link in your navigation bar, they get all the posts that they're kind of interested in on that topic. So, yeah, I think that's quite good. I'm just thinking, but yeah, since you don't have a navigation bar, I think that would be a really good place to start. Just them kind of main pages, and then a couple of your categories. Obviously, you don't have to have a navigation bar, but that kind of information is useful. So if you're not gonna have a navigation bar, then I would definitely put it like near the top of your sidebar somewhere, so it's easy for people to kind of navigate around your site. See. Okay, so that's your footer. You could also add some links there if you don't want a navigation bar. You could add things like your about and contact and disclosure and things in your like footer, and then you don't have to have your navigation bar. So yeah, it's up to you. There's different ways you can do it. So I'm just gonna have a look at your posts. You got the date. You got, I like all the fonts on your blog are really easy to read. I think that's really good. I think they're just like the standard ones that come with the theme, which is fine. But yeah, I like that they're easy to read, because you get sometimes kind of really fancy writing, and it looks really nice, but it's hard to read. But yeah, yours is really easy to read. You could um, you can always look at fonts like Google fonts and stuff, or even the ones that come with Blogger, if you did want to change it up, and then just maybe change small things like just like the titles or something, and leave all the rest of the other fonts the same. It's up to you. But yeah, I like that picture. It makes me laugh. um, okay, so posted. You've got that. That's fine. You've got your share buttons and your labels, and it's good. I like that you've only got like a couple of labels. Um, because sometimes it's easy to think, oh, I've written about so much, and then kind of put labels for everything. I think it's really good just keeping like the main sort of themes as your labels. um like I probably wouldn't even put that, well, I guess it depends on the post, but yeah, it's up to you anyway. um your pictures are fine. I don't know if they're your pictures or if they're like free or stock